Welcome back, everybody, to your Game of Thrones recaps. Today is episode 9, The Reigns of Castamere. My name's Kyle Maddock. Let's get right to it. That happened. But first, Sam and Gilly continue south, and he tells her about a secret passage through the wall, which might as well be made of air. Sam tells her he read it in a book, and Gilly can't believe those marks on a page actually mean something, and every writer dies a little on the inside. Gilly now thinks Sam is a wizard and asks him to wizard her some warm clothes and food. Sam explains that he doesn't know magic, just words, and she immediately hands him this to read. Meanwhile, in Young Kai, Daenerys asks Daario how he's gonna get inside, and he tells her about a secret entrance in the back of Young Kai, obviously. I mean, what else could he mean? Apparently there's a secret gate into Young Kai as well. Wow, this world would be a lot safer if there weren't secret gates built into everything. Daario, Ser Jorah, and Grey Worm sneak inside the city and take out a few soldiers, but are met with reinforcements. Uh-oh. Ser Jorah and Grey Worm return to Dany's tent to tell her they took the city, but she doesn't care until Daario shows up with another sack of heads. Dany is elated, and Ser Jorah enters the friend zone. Just south of the useless wall, Jon and the Wild Bunch come across a horse breeder. They're tired of walking, so they decide to kill the old man and steal his horses instead of just asking him for a ride. Jon, being the buzzkill that he is, doesn't like the idea of murder and stops Ygritte from arrowing him to death, which allows old Mr. Horsemonger to escape. The Wildlings chase him to Ygritte's palace. A storm begins, and somehow, amidst all the thunder, Orell swears he heard a voice say Hodor. Tormund says, no, that's impossible, there's no Hodors in these parts, and goes to kill the old man, when Orell, douche that he is, says Jon should do it. Meanwhile, above them, it turns out Orell did hear Hodor, as Hodor is Hodoring all over the place due to the lightning. No one can calm him down, so Bran wargs into Hodor's brain, which is exactly like the Malkovich scene in Being John Malkovich. This knocks Hodor out, and Jojen tells Bran to warg into a direwolf and kill the shit out of some wildlings. Jon won't kill the old man, so his girlfriend has to do it. Ooh. The wildlings now know he was never a traitor and try to kill him. Immediately, he kills Orell doucheface, but Orell wargs into an eagle and attacks Jon Birdie style. The direwolves attack and eat a bunch of wildlings while being controlled by Bran. That's gross. Jon manages to get away, but leaves Ygritte behind. Oh, man, he's gonna have to pay for that, probably with a necklace and some Justin Timberlake tickets. Having subdued the wildlings, Bran casually mentions that he saw Jon downstairs. Rickon asks what Jon is up to. Bran says, not much. And then no one ever mentions this again, for some strange reason. Osha still refuses to go beyond the useless wall, so Bran tells her and Rickon to go to the last hearth where they'll be safe. Thus begins the Lost Rickon chapter. Arya and the Hound continue to bond when Arya begs him to spare the life of a pig salesman on the road. Seems the Hound doesn't understand why he would knock the guy out instead of just killing him. Arya finally makes the Hound see that killing is wrong by threatening to put a sword through his eye. At the twins, the second wedding of the century in as many weeks is being held. This time it's Edmure Tully and a Frey girl. Lord Walder lines his daughters up, showing Robb what he missed by marrying Talisa. Robb takes one look and realizes he made the right choice. After some light sexual harassment by Lord Walder, it's time for the wedding. Edmure watches as Rosalind Frey is walked down the aisle, still worried about what she looks like because that's the kind of guy he is. And finally, she lifts her veil and... whew, she's hot. And about 14 years old. Edmure is finally happy. During the reception, Edmure and Rosalind are taken away for the sexual assault portion of the ceremony, and the doors are locked behind them. Catelyn thinks this is weird as the Freys live in the nice part of Westeros. And then things get weirder as the wedding band stops playing Endless Love and starts playing The Reigns of Castamere. Was Metallica's Creeping Death too obvious? Arya and the Hound arrive at the twins, offering up pig's feet as wedding gifts. The guard, not understanding how free stuff works, turns them away, saying they missed the wedding. Inside, Lord Walder makes a toast to Robb, forgiving him for breaking his promise to marry one of his daughters. "Water under the bridge," he says, making the same joke he always does. Catelyn looks under Roose Bolton's sleeve and notices he's wearing chainmail. Weird, as this is a wedding and chainmail is usually only worn at funerals. Roose shrugs and Lord Frey signals an attack on the Starks. Talisa is stabbed in the baby and Robb is shot with a quiver's worth of arrows. Even Cat takes an arrow to the knee and collapses to the floor. Outside, Arya sees a bunch of Freys shoot Robb's direwolf. Just as she realizes something might be wrong, the Hound comes up and clubs her, knocking her out, getting her out of there before she also gets dead. Back inside, Cat has gotten to her feet and has a knife to the throat of Lord Walder's very young wife. She demands he let Robb leave, completely underestimating his perviness. Lord Walder says he can get another, even younger wife. Roose Bolton walks up to Robb, tells him the Lannisters say hi, and stabs him. Catelyn immediately slices the throat of young Miss Frey, then has hers slit as well as fake blood goes pouring everywhere, and now the show's corn syrup vendor can finally put his kids through college. The North remembers. Just like they did with that other guy who died. What was his name again? You know, the tall guy. I think he's somebody's dad. He's in Lord of the Rings. Who cares? The North vaguely remembers. Thank you guys so much for watching this Game of Thrones recap of Episode 9, The Reigns of Castamere. Make sure you tune in again next week for our Episode 10 recap. My name's Kyle Maddock. Have a good week.